time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. Hello everyone. The other day I did a reaction to Judas Priest doing a cover version of the Joan Baez song Diamonds and Rust. I couldn't believe that Judas Priest did a cover, number one, and then number two, took it from a folk ballad to a heavy metal rocker. And it's fantastic, just fantastic. So I kind of scratched my head and said, I wonder if there's any other groups out there that did a cover to Diamonds and Rust. So I started looking around and found that Blackmore's Night did a cover to Diamonds and Rust. So I thought, I want to do a reaction to that. Well, as I was looking for, as I was looking at Blackmore's Night, I found that they've done quite a number of great covers, and one of them was to Deep Purple's Child in Time, which is kind of cool because Ritchie Blackmore, who is the Blackmore in Blackmore's Night, helped write that song. Candice Night is the Knight in Blackmore's Night, and they're husband and wife. They met in like 1989. She, I think, did an interview with the band Rainbow and got to know Ritchie Blackmore. She appeared on a Blackmore's Rainbow album, I think it was in 1992, if I remember right. And then in 1997, they formed Blackmore's Night based on their love of Renaissance music. Now, I didn't realize Ritchie Blackmore had this big love for Renaissance music, but if you've listened to any of their albums, and I have several of their albums, they're fairly acoustic, using a lot of traditional instruments, but then they get into some rockers as well. So when I saw they did Child in Time, I kind of put Diamonds and Rust aside for a moment because I had to hear this. I had to hear this because I love that song. That is my all-time favorite Deep Purple song. None comes close to Child in Time. Just love that song. And I'm wondering how are they going to do this? Are they going to do it with acoustic instruments? Are they going to have a great guitar solo in it like Ritchie Blackmore did in the original version? I'm just really, really excited to hear this song because I've never heard it before. Now, it was released on their 2006 album called The Village Lanterne. And it's actually two songs put together. And on the album, let's get to that. On the album, it notes this. It says, a medley we like to call Moonchild. We've revamped Ritchie's original instrumental Mond Tanz with a new arrangement. And that's German for moon dance. And it was an instrumental, I believe that was on one of their earlier albums, Shadow of the Moon. And adding the organic sound of instrumentals from Renaissance to, and as another color added of Deep Purple anthem, Child in Time. While Candice sings the lyric lines to this one, the Sisters of the Moon, Lady Nancy and Lady Madeline, lend their operatic vocal styles to the crescendo, breathing new life into the old but great song. Powerful. So it's two songs put together, so it's kind of a medley. And I'm guessing Mond Tanz is an instrumental. That's what they're kind of saying. And that it segues into Child in Time. So here we go with Blackmore's Night doing a cover version of Deep Purple's Child in Time with a song written by Ritchie Blackmore to start it out called Mond Tanz. stop it right here a minute. Interesting. What I like about Blackmore's Night, and this was when I bought their first album, what turned me on about them was their use of traditional instruments, number one, but they have this medieval sound to them, and that's kind of, you know, what their whole deal is to give it that Renaissance sound. So it's a bit like you go to a Renaissance fair, and Blackmore's Night would be playing there because that's the style of music they play. So if you close your eyes and you just listen to this instrumental piece here, you could almost dream that you're sitting around the round table with a bunch of knights, you know, and there's King Arthur. So, I mean, it's just kind of cool how they took a rock sound and then using traditional instruments and electric instruments as well, modern instruments, and give it that medieval sound. Just kind of cool how they did that. And that's why I think their albums are so interesting. This album I've never heard before, so that's why I was really surprised that they did Child in Time. So let's keep on going. Okay, before we get into Candice singing, love the segue. The segue was excellent, how it just kind of went from the one track, and which was very, very Renaissance, medieval-like, into Child in Time, which got more electric. And that was, you know, Ritchie Blackmore playing an acoustic guitar, and he's fading out into Child in Time, where he comes in with an electric guitar. You know, we didn't have the keyboards that you'd hear on the Deep Purple version, but it was really cool that the guitar, the electric guitar that Ritchie Blackmore is playing, took the place of the keyboard. So you got that same neat melody, and that's what I really loved about Child in Time was the melody. It's got such a fantastic do 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 do. I mean, it's just very hypnotic. And then once the vocals come in, then the song gets to be a little bit more, I think, rocky. So let's hear how Candice Night sings this, and can she do a good version of Ian Gillan? We'll find out.
Wait for the ricochet.
Oh, nice. I love her vocals. Candice Night has such a great voice. I mean, she really has a nice voice. And Ian Gillan put a lot of emphasis when he sang this, a lot of emotion. She doesn't have that same emotion, but she's singing it in a way that you can still feel all the words. And if you've heard the original version, this even sounds like, wow, she's really trying to, portray Ian Gillan, but in a different light, a little bit softer light than what Ian Gillan did. So I really like the vocals. I think she's doing a fantastic job on the vocals, and I like the way she's using her voice, where she's changing up the pitch a little bit in that one section, and then she comes back into the song. I thought that was really cool. Let's keep on going. Oh, that was awesome. That was really, really good. I loved it at the end. I didn't know how they were going to end the song. I thought they were just going to fade it out or just stop it. But they get back into Mond Tanz again. And we got the accordion and everything. And then they kind of end the song. And then they get the laughing at the end. Very cool. Very cool. No instrumental break in here. That kind of... I kind of wish they would have done an instrumental break, but what they did instead was they had the female vocalist doing the ah, and then Ritchie Blackmore is playing his guitar breaks in between that. So you're getting him playing like guitar solos, and it almost sounded like it was with different guitars because the tones were a little bit different on those guitar breaks that he put in there, but he kind of tried to fit him in with the female vocalist. Instead of separating it out, having a long guitar break like in the original version of Child in Time, he sort of fitted in with the female vocalist singing at the end of the song, singing that crescendo portion of the song. Otherwise, this was great. I mean, this was really great. It was a rocker, too. There was more rock instruments. That drumming was very heavy. Bass line was just driving in that thing. The guitars were all over the place. And it was mostly electric. I really wasn't hearing much in the acoustic realm. So this is a little bit heavier, in my mind, than other things I've heard by Blackmore's Night. I mean, they really rocked out on this one. But the song is a rocker. I mean, when you get to the ending portion, the crescendo, I was hoping that as they were singing each one of the lines for that crescendo, they would increase their singing, their volume of their singing. Very similar to how Ian Gillan did it on the original version. But instead, they pretty much kept their pitch the same throughout the ending, throughout that crescendo, and let Ritchie Blackmore's guitar make the changes in the song. And at least that's the way, I'm thinking their thought pattern was in doing that, is keeping the crescendo even, but have the guitar come in at different points, giving us interesting guitar breaks. So this was interesting. I really like this a lot. Like I said, I love Candice Night's voice. She's got a great voice, and to take on Child in Time and compete with Ian Gillan, that's cool. That is very cool. Really enjoyed this, and I like the fact that they started out the song with this medieval or Renaissance type of music, and then segued into Child in Time, and then went out of Child in Time with the medieval music again, or Renaissance music. Very well done. I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm hoping you enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, I never heard this before. Love Child in Time, my all-time favorite Deep Purple song, and I think Blackmore's Night did a great job. And as I said, Ritchie Blackmore helped write Child in Time, so he put a little bit different fingerprint on this one and arranged it differently than how it was originally done with Deep Purple, which is great because then it can almost be their own version of the song. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. That'd be really appreciated. If you have any comments about Blackmore's Night doing Mond Tanz segued into Child in Time, put the comments below. That'd be really appreciated. Now I'm going to take a link to this video, which is kind of a nice video. It was just a montage of different pictures of Blackmore's Night, into my description below. So if you want to listen and watch it again, click on that link. It'll open up and play for you. Also, I'm going to take a link to the channel that uploaded this video into my description below. You might want to check out that channel. They might have some other neat videos for you to watch. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it? We're doing a lot of cool music, a lot of different genres, a lot of comparisons, a lot of cover versions. We just do it all. Whatever comes to mind, it gets on Driving with Todd. So why don't you go below this video and hit that subscribe button, and you'll be making me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Like I mentioned in my introduction, I saw that Blackmore's Night did a cover to Child in Time. I love that song. I had to hear it because I never heard it before. I have some earlier Blackmore's Night albums, some like their first 3 albums, and this is on their 5th album, which I don't own, so I never heard it. But it put a big smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a big smile on your face. And peace out, baby.